I want to tell you today about evidence that goes with a trademark application. An important piece of the trademark application puzzle is submitting proper evidence to the USPTO to demonstrate use of the mark in connection with all of the goods and services that are in the application. Now, the evidence doesn't always have to be submitted with the initial application filing because, as we've discussed in other episodes, there is what's called an intent to use application that can be filed without evidence at the time of submission. But a use-based application or eventually an intent to use application will always eventually require proper evidence of use. And the nature of the acceptable evidence of use differs a little bit depending on whether you're filing an application for trademark for goods, in other words, for a tangible physical product like a cell phone case or a packaged food item or a part for a car or a computer. Physical items are going to have one type of evidence that's acceptable, and services like accounting or real estate, or now a lot of web-based and internet services, will have different forms of evidence that are acceptable. So let's start with services. And what you need to show is acceptable evidence showing the trademark in marketing materials that both display the mark as well as some connection to the services being offered. So it might be something as simple as a business card that shows the mark, the brand, and has a description of the services. Contact me about selling your home or about buying a new home for real estate services. Or it could be a brochure or a flyer. And now the vast majority of service trademark evidence is submitted in the form of screenshots from the internet. A web page, even a Facebook page or an Instagram page, in some circumstances, can be acceptable advertising for the services as long as it describes what those services are and uses the trademark in connection with them. The important thing there is when you take a screenshot of that web page or social media, you need to include the date that it was captured and the URL of the page when you submit it to the USPTO. There are a couple different ways to do that. I think I might have some blog posts about that, but that's an important tidbit to know. Now, for goods, again, for physical items, a laptop, a tire, a radio, for physical items, the type of evidence that's acceptable is different. A web page will generally not be sufficient unless it actually shows the item for sale and you can add it to a cart or purchase it, and there's purchasing information on there. Otherwise, for goods, the best type of evidence is generally going to be a picture of the product itself, if it has the trademark on it somewhere, or a picture of the tag or label or packaging for the product that uses the trademark. Another form that we sometimes submit for product evidence is instruction manuals, because sometimes, particularly a technical product, might not actually display the mark on it, or it might be too small to display the mark. So instruction manuals can also be an acceptable form of evidence. So evidence, an important piece of the puzzle to get a trademark application approved properly, and generally, obviously, you want it to get approved as quickly and easily as possible. Those tips will help you with the trademark evidence piece of your application. If you have questions about how your trademark is being used or what type of evidence you might need for your trademark, give me a call.